The speaker is no more.
Exactly.
The speaker is no more.
A chronological transfer of power eventually.
So now the speaker in Parliament House now, the strength is now with the vice president. So Bawumia is now in charge of the country. He's waiting to get whatever his boss would now get. But now he bows to the speaker. Now descending to go to do justice to the oath of allegiance. This commentary is by his proud sponsorship.
To the Chief Justice, take the oath of office.
Nana is walking along the red carpet to join the Chief Justice to administer the oath of allegiance and the presidential oath. And as you can hear in the background, drumming and dancing. And so Nana, he has a few steps to take to join the Chief Justice on the podium. And in the heart of the podium is a black star.
President-elect Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo arrives to be sworn in and to take the oath of office.
Swear so she can also become the First Lady of the Republic of Ghana.
I,
Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo,
do in the name of the Almighty God swear.
Do in the name of the Almighty God swear.
That I will bear true faith.
That I will bear true faith.
And allegiance to the Republic of Ghana.
And allegiance to the Republic of Ghana.
As by law established.
As by law established.
That I will uphold the sovereignty.
That I will uphold the sovereignty.
And integrity of Ghana.
And integrity of Ghana.
And that I will preserve.
And that I will preserve.
Protect. And defend the Constitution.
And defend the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana.
So help me God.
I, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo,
having been elected to the high office of President of the Republic of Ghana.
Having been elected to the high office of the President of the Republic of Ghana.
Do in the name of the Almighty God swear.
Do in the name of the Almighty God swear.
That I will be faithful.
That I will be faithful.
And true to the Republic of Ghana.
And true to the Republic of Ghana.
That I will at all times preserve.
That I will at all times preserve.
Protect.
And
defend the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana.
And defend the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana.
And that I dedicate myself.
And that I dedicate myself.
To the service.
And
the well-being of the people of the Republic of Ghana.
And the welfare of the people of the Republic of Ghana.
and to do right to all manner of persons.
And to do right to all manner of persons.
I further solemnly swear
I further solemnly swear
that should I at any time break this oath of office,
that should I at any time break this oath of office,
I shall submit myself
I shall submit myself
to the laws of the Republic of Ghana
to the laws of the Republic of Ghana
and suffer the penalty for it.
and suffer the penalty for it.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Your Excellencies, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen.
The
President of the Republic of Ghana
is to go to
Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo signs the oath book after taking the oath of office and the oath of allegiance administered by the Chief Justice, Her Ladyship Georgina Theodora Wood.
So Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has taken a presidential oath, and he is now signing the oath book. And I can see a lot of NPP sympathizers here. Sympathizers in NPP colors, waving the Ghana flags, waving the NPP colors. It is indeed a victory for Ghana. Democracy has once again won. Ghana has once again won. And the president.
So now we have President and Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, after signing, would now take his seat, and the Speaker of Parliament would now invite the chairperson of the heads of state of ECOWAS and President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, to make a statement on behalf of ECOWAS. You know, ECOWAS is, today ECOWAS is very relevant looking at Gambia. And it is even expected that the heads of state that had assembled here to support Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo to swear in will, from immediately after the swearing in, meet with Nana Akufo-Addo, chairing and making sure that they make a common position on Gambia. It is very interesting that in President John Dramani Mahama's final State of the Nation's address, he said when we were leaving Parliament, he was a member of the Foreign Affairs Committee. Gambia was on the table. That was when the Ghanaians were murdered in Gambia. So the issue was an issue. And after this time that he is also now going to hand over the baton to him, Gambia is back on the table. This time, not that Ghanaians had been murdered in Gambia, but a genuine democratic election conducted, President Yahya Jammeh supervising the election, conceding defeat, recognizing that I have lost, and then later changing his mind. Now Nana Addo is now going to take the staff and swear. Swear.
That's what who is here on the screen.
That's right. So
what does this signify?
that is the authority of the office that he is going to hold. You know, we have a tradition. If you look at the Ghanaian setting, we have a tradition of custom and culture. And if you look at the chiefs, they always have to be representing the people. Holding this sword is an indication that I promise all of you that the words I had just spoken, I will abide by them. That if I fail, if I don't do justice to all manner of persons in this land of ours, and I fail, I suffer the penalties thereof. And so he has now taken the oath and holding the sword. He has now he has the authority now, and now he's the president of the Republic of Ghana. So all documents that carry president-elect would cease to be documents. Now it is documents that would now come, should be President of the Republic of Ghana. Now that is the First Lady of the Republic of Ghana, Rebecca.
As affectionately referred to as My Lady Rebecca.
My Lady Rebecca.
Oh, we have Samira Baumia on your shots as well. They cannot hold back their tears, and rightly so. I think that these are moments where you can spare some tears of joy as we herald this particular moment. It's the dawn of a new era, beckoning, and as we speak at the moment, now we can say we have the full complement of the leadership of this country, the president and the vice president, the Speaker of Parliament, all now fully in place, at least with what has happened at the Black Star Square now. So, Mr. Posompem, clearly now from this day onwards, President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo will be the reference, isn't it?
Will be the reference, and that is absolutely right. And so he would now, today being Saturday, maybe we don't know if he would want to start work immediately, as that's former British Prime Minister John Major, when he took office.
So we have the Chief of Staff on your screens right now, Madam Fema Oseyo-Pare, who now Chief of Staff, former legislator, representing the West Wogon constituency, now in that high office as the first female Chief of Staff in this country.
Absolutely. You see, for democracy, it is supposed to be all embracing. You know, females are, if you look at the dynamics, they form a greater percentage of the country. So this is, yes. Salute to now recognize the authority and strength of the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
The
President of the Republic of Ghana. The first recognized national anthem for the President of the Republic of Ghana. And I can confidently say that it was played at 11 minutes past 11.
Ladies
the year of our Lord, today being the 7th of January 2017. That was the first national anthem recognizing the strength and authority of the authority.
Okay, so what you see on your screens on the other side are visuals from Kumasi, the capital of the Ashanti region, and the enthusiastic supporters of the NPP are not left out in this celebration. And indeed, this is a Ghanaian celebration, and so we cannot limit it to the supporters of the NPP alone there. But that's the shots of what's happening in Kumasi as we speak at the moment. So they are all glued onto TV3 as we speak at the moment, and watching on giant screens that have been mounted at strategic areas to catch a glimpse of what's happening at the Black Star Square. They are not left out of it. We can say the same happening on various regional capitals as we speak, so that everybody else can be involved. So there was Sumanche in your shots at the moment as well. So he is the custodian of the land where the Black Star Square is located, and so he is asked to be there. President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, from the understanding, Mr. Bosompim, what is he going to be doing
well,
now?
It is not his time to speak yet. Now we're going to see the Speaker of Parliament. This is still Parliament. So he's still he's not the owner of Parliament.
Yes.
Parliament is for the Speaker. And so he is a guest to Parliament. So he is supposed to listen and obey by the rules and regulations of Parliament. The Speaker of Parliament would now invite the leadership of the ECOWAS sub-region, and then she would deliver a statement on behalf of ECOWAS. And after the ECOWAS statement, now the special guest of honor, the President of the Republic of Cote d'Ivoire, Alassane Ouattara, would now give his address. And then His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, would now give his address. That is his inaugural address. So that is what is going to happen now. So the next person, the next activity or the next function is going to be from the chairperson of the ECOWAS sub-region.
And that's Madam
the President
Ellen Johnson
of
said it.
Liberia.
Interesting.
Ellen
So these
Johnson.
are the aerial shots you see on your screens, and rightly so, as Gabriel was saying earlier on. Parliament is still in session, and so whatever is going to be happening here is under the authority, Gabriel, of the Speaker of Parliament, Professor Aaron Michael Quay. There. So that's what you see on your screens at the moment. And I must also say that we are live on 3FM 92.7, as well as Kuma FM in Kumasi, and then also Connect FM in Takoradi. Let's go over to the Black Star Square.
Give thanks to Almighty God for the blessings, favor, and grace He continues to bestow on them. Exactly a month ago, that is 7th December last year, 2016, we, the people of Ghana, in all serenity and dignity, exercised our democratic franchise freely to elect a president and parliament of our republic. We are met here today to give effect to the outcome of that exercise. In accordance with our Republican custom, I, having been declared the winner of the presidential contest on 9th December 2016 by the returning officer, the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Charlotte Osei, have taken the oath of the high office of President of the Republic in the presence of the newly sworn Vice President, His Excellency Alhaji Dr. Mahamadou Bawumia, and the newly elected Speaker of Parliament, the Right Honorable Professor Michael Aaron Okwe. An oath administered by the Chief Justice, Her Ladyship Georgina Theodora Wood, before the elected representatives of the people assembled in this 7th Parliament of the 4th Republic. This is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Our nation is honored by the presence at this solemn ceremony of investiture of leaders and representatives of friendly countries across the globe, in particular, those of the sister nations of our regional body, the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, and of our continental body, the African Union. I salute the chairperson of the Authority of Heads of State and Government of the AU, His Excellency Idriss Déby, President of the Republic of Chad. I salute the chairperson of the Authority of Heads of State and Government of ECOWAS, the historic figure, Her Excellency Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, President of the Republic of Liberia. Our special guest of honor, His Excellency Alassane Dramane Ouattara, President of the Republic of Côte d'Ivoire. His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, President of the Federal Republic of mighty Nigeria. His Excellency Macky Sall, President of the Republic of Senegal. His Excellency Faure Gnassingbé, President of the Republic of Togo. His Excellency Professor Alpha Condé, President of the Republic of Guinea-Conakry. His Excellency Patrice Talon, President of the Republic of Benin. His Excellency Ernest Bai Koroma, President of the Republic of Sierra Leone. His Excellency Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta, President of the Republic of Mali. His Excellency Roch-Marc Christian Kabore, President of Burkina Faso. We are grateful also for the presence of His Excellency Denis Sassou Nguesso, President of the Republic of Congo. His Excellency Theodora Obiang Nguema, President of the Republic of Equatorial Guinea. His Excellency Ali Bongo, President of the Republic of Gabon. And His Excellency Edgar Lungu, President of the Republic of Zambia. To them, and the representatives of all the other friendly nations who are here, and former presidents and leaders, I say Akwaba, our famous word of welcome. I have at the outset to thank sincerely our departing president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, for his service to our nation. He stepped into the breach of national leadership at a delicate moment in the country's history, with the death in office for the first time of a sitting president, the late Professor John Evans Atta Mills. May his soul rest in peace. He has since steered the ship of state with conviction. His elegant, dignified acceptance of the verdict of the people on 7 December 2016 will, without doubt, receive the approval of history, for it has contributed significantly to the process of democratic consolidation in Ghana. I wish him and his family well. For myself, I'm in the unique position of being able to draw on the wisdom and experience of 3 former presidents of the Republic, Their Excellencies Jerry John Rawlings, John Agyekum Kufuor, and John Dramani Mahama. They represent the continuity of the institutions of our republic, for which we thank God. Mr. Speaker, I am deeply humbled by the exceptional mandate an extraordinary show of confidence that the Ghanaian people have conferred on my party, the New Patriotic Party, and on my modest person. I am determined to do all in my power to accomplish the tasks of the mandate and justify their confidence. I will not let you, the people of Ghana, down. We have a proud heritage. We are the heirs of John Mensah Saba, Joseph Casely Hayford, George Parr Grant, R.S. Blay, Joseph Boache Dankwa, Emmanuel Obecha Bilampton, Edward Akufo-Addo, William Ofori-Atta, Kwabena Kessing, Ernest Akwaje, Kwame Nkrumah, Komla Agbeli-Gbedema, Kojo Botsio, S.D. Domo, Kofi Abrefa-Buzia, Bafo Osei Akoto, and others, who taught us that fidelity to principles, courage, patience, resilience, and collective action do yield results. They fought with intelligence, guts, steely determination, and patriotism to liberate our land and reclaim our worth as human beings. Their love for country continues to inspire generations of us to commit our lives to the search for an enduring democratic legacy for Ghana. It is not for nothing that when our forebears established the Ghanaian nation, they chose freedom and justice as our motto. Our generation has to give meaning to this motto. On March 6, in a few weeks' time, Ghana will attain 60 years as an independent nation. I suspect that those early nationalists would be disappointed if they came today and saw the level of development we have achieved in 60 years of independence. Our journey has had some highs and, unfortunately, many lows. Since we accepted a consensus on how we should be governed with the onset of the Fourth Republic, we have performed more creditably. It is within this period of 24 years that Ghana has witnessed a consistent period of development. 60 years after nationhood, we no longer have any excuses for being poor. I stand here today humbled beyond measure for the opportunity to lead this country at this time and take us to a higher level of development. The words of J.B. Dankwa, one of the founding fathers of the Ghanaian nation, are compelling. He said as far back as 1960 that the duty of government should be, and I quote, to liberate the energies of the people for the growth of a property-owning democracy in this land, with right to life, freedom, and justice as the principles to which the government and the laws of the land should be dedicated in order specifically to enrich life, property, and liberty of each and every citizen, unquote. We have an exuberant and young growing population that wants the best of what the world has to offer and will not settle for third world or developing world standards. We have an adventurous people who are in a hurry for success. I have no doubt that the talents, energies, sense of enterprise, and innovation of the Ghanaian can be harnessed to make Ghana the place where dreams come true. It took us a while, but the consensus on multi-party constitutional rule has been established. And for the third time, we've had a peaceful transfer of power from a governing party to an opposition one. We have done it without any fuss, and it is now part of what we do as a people. Kofi Abrefa-Busia, Prime Minister of the Progress Party government of the Second Republic, and one of the great Ghanaians, said in these eloquent words, and I quote, "We regard politics as an avenue of service to our fellow men. We hold that political power is to be exercised to make life nobler and happier. Our success or failure should be judged by the quality of the individual, by his knowledge, by his skill, by his behavior as a member of society, the standard of living he's able to enjoy, and by the degree of harmony and brotherliness in our community life as a nation," unquote. We should move on to deepen our democracy. It is time to make sure that we have a true separation of powers between the various arms of government. Our parliament, the legislative arm of government, must grow into its proper role as an effective machinery for accountability and oversight of the executive, and not be its junior partner. The Ghanaian parliament, the Ghanaian member of parliament, must stand up as institutions that represent all that we hold dear and citizens can take pride in. Our judiciary must inspire confidence in the citizens so we can all see the courts as the ultimate arbiters when disputes arise, as they would. A Ghanaian judge must be a reassuring presence and the epitome of fairness. We have worked with our national constitution for 24 years, and we know the areas that require change. I believe a consensus has emerged that we must decentralize more. We must devolve more power with corresponding resources to the base of our political system and to our people in the regions and communities. We must trust the collective and individual wisdom and good sense of our people. We must restore integrity in public life. State coffers are not spoiled for the party that wins an election, but resources for the country's social and economic development. I shall protect the public purse by insisting on value for money in all transactions. Public service is just that, service and not an avenue for making money. Money is to be made in the private sector, not the public, and measures will be put in place to ensure this. Please excuse me, I have a bad cough. I'm sorry. We must create wealth and restore happiness to our nation. We can only do this when we have an educated and skilled population that is capable of competing in the global economy. We must expand our horizons and embrace science and technology as critical tools for our development. We believe that the business of government is to govern. Ours is to set fair rules. We will provide vision and direction and shine the light down the path of our entrepreneurs and farmers. We are indeed counting on a vibrant private sector to drive growth and create jobs. We will stimulate the creative juices of innovators. We'll bring to life the adventurer in you. It is time to imagine and to dream again. Time to try that business idea again. We will reduce taxes to recover the momentum of our economy. The doors of Ghana are open again. The shutters are up again. There could not be a better opportunity to make in Ghana and to make it in Ghana. Ghana is open for business again. We will build a confident Ghana which is united, at peace with itself, and takes pride in its diversity. We will rekindle the spirit that made Ghana the leading light on the African continent and make our conditions deserving of that accolade. We will work with our neighbors and friends on the continent to enhance peace, democracy, and political stability in our part of the world. We'll reassert vigorously the Pan-African vocation to which our nation has been dedicated. Integration of our region and our continent will be a strategic objective of Ghanaian policy. It will not be easy. We have no illusions whatsoever about the enormity of the task that we face. But I know that Ghanaians at home and abroad will rise to the occasion. They always do. It will require sacrifice, but it can be done. Others have done it. So can we. Our best days still lie ahead. Though our challenges are fearsome, so are our strengths. Ghanaians have ever been a restless, questing, hopeful people, and we must bring to our task today the vision and will of those who came before us. The Ghanaian people have summoned the change we celebrate today. They have raised their voices in an unmistakable chorus. They have cast their votes without equivocation and have forced the change. Now, we must do the work the season demands. To that work, I now turn with the authority of my office. I ask the legislature and judiciary to join with me, but no president, no parliament, no government can undertake this mission all by itself. Fellow citizens, you must be at the center of the change. The change we have voted for will have to start with each of us as individuals. We can start with little changes in our own individual attitudes and practices. The change can and should start now and with us as individuals. I ask you to be citizens. Citizens, not spectators. Citizens, not subjects. Responsible citizens, building your communities and our nation. Let us work until the work is done. Holy Scripture in Galatians, chapter 6:9 says, and I quote, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." I assure you, my fellow citizens, who have entrusted me with this mandate, that I will advance my convictions with civility. I will serve the public interest with courage. I will speak for greater justice as well as compassion, and I will call for responsibility, and I will live it as well. This is my solemn pledge. I see exciting times ahead. The rule of law will be the underlying tenet of our lives, and the law will be applicable to all of us, and not just some. We will have to work hard, harder than we have ever done before, and the hard work will be done by all of us, and not just some. There will be discipline in all sectors of our lives, and this applies to all of us, not just some. Our public service will be accorded the dignity and respect it deserves and be made to attract the bright young people it needs. We acknowledge there will always be the need for a safety net for the vulnerable in our society, as in all other societies. Our nation will work when the marginalized and vulnerable are catered for and treated with respect. Our elderly people will be recognized for their roles in building Ghana and assured of care in the dusk of their life. We should all recognize the danger we face by the alarming degradation of our environment and work to protect our water bodies, our forests, our lands, and the oceans. We should learn and accept that we do not own the land, but hold it in trust for generations yet unborn, and therefore have a responsibility to take good care of it and all it contains. Ghana's first president, Kwame Nkrumah, Osajefo, said at the end of 1957, the year of our independence, and I quote, "We shall measure our progress by the happiness which our people take in being able to manage their own affairs." Since March 6, 1957, we all say as a matter of routine that we are Ghanaians. It is time to define what being a Ghanaian ought to mean. Being a Ghanaian must stand for something more than the holder of a birth certificate or a certain passport. Being a Ghanaian must put certain responsibilities on each of us. Calling yourself a Ghanaian must mean you have signed up to a certain definable code of conduct. Being a Ghanaian puts an obligation on each one of us to work at building a fair, prosperous, and happy nation. And calling yourself a Ghanaian must mean we look out for each other. There should be no higher praise than to be able to say, "I am a Ghanaian." I thank the Almighty that I'm able to say with pride, "I am a Ghanaian." A new dawn has arisen in Ghana, which will enable us to build a new Ghanaian civilization, which will be the beacon of Africa and the wonder of the world. I thank you all, my fellow citizens, for making me the president of this beautiful country. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and may God bless our homeland Ghana and make her great and strong. And may God bless us all and Mother Ghana, Africa.
Is referred to as the inaugural address. That is the first address of the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Akufo-Addo. And Alfred, I know that you have a very strong panel with you.
Absolutely.
Strong for people who can call themselves Ghanaians.
True.
As President of the Republic of Ghana says, he has listed certain ingredients that should define a Ghanaian. And he said he is grateful to God that he can call himself a Ghanaian. Now the question is, can the youth call themselves Ghanaians? But I know you have 4 solid people with you that will be looking at doing a postmortem to the statement made by the President.
True.
And give a direction, as we will always remain the election command center. Alfred, that is almost end of part 2. But since it is always important for us to look at the information given to us and see how we can point ourselves to the future, I would gracefully also say that I am very sure that I am a Ghanaian, and I will hand over to you so that you would now take over and say if you are also a...
This is a chamber of parliament. And the Speaker, the Right Honorable Professor Mike Ironokwe, presides.
Right, so you heard the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, delivering his inaugural address. And so the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament will convey the gratitude of the House to His Excellency for a good work done. So you heard it all, you heard it for yourself. President Akufo-Addo says he will protect the public purse and he will ensure that everybody will be law.
Thank you. Honorable members, may I acknowledge further the presence of other dignitaries here with us today. His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Madari, Vice President of the Islamic Republic of Iran. Honorable Lakshmi Nalabu, Foreign Minister of Mauritius. His Excellency, Mr. Kofi Annan, former Secretary General of the United Nations. His Excellency, former Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Pa Kwesi Emisa Atta, Excellency Mark Christian Kabore, President of Burkina Faso, Excellency Faustine Akej Jodera, President of the Central African Republic. On behalf of this honorable House, I shall invite the chairperson of the heads of state of ECOWAS and President of the Republic of Liberia, Her Excellency Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, to deliver a goodwill message on behalf of ECOWAS.
Your Excellency, President Idris Deby, Chairman of the African Union, Mr. Speaker, and honorable parliamentarians, Excellencies, heads of state and governments here seated, Your Excellency, President of the ECOWAS Commission, Your Honor, Madam Chief Justice and Associate Justices, Cabinet Ministers, members of the Diplomatic Corps, officials of government, Your Excellency, former President John Mahama, Your Excellency, former Vice President of Ghana, traditional chiefs and elders, members of the prelate, members of the Fourth Estate, distinguished ECOWAS citizens of the great Republic of Ghana, honorable ladies and gentlemen. I bring you warmest greetings from the people of the Republic of Liberia. It is with great pleasure that I stand here today on behalf of the Economic Community of West African States to convey very warm and fraternal congratulations to the people of Ghana for once again making the region proud. Today marks a historic day in the ECOWAS community and Africa as a whole, as we witness another democratic transition in the Republic of Ghana. Today, we witness the completion of a democratic process of peaceful transfer of power from one administration to another. You Ghanaians make us proud. After hard-fought campaigns, you have put differences aside and come together as one people to celebrate this victory. We must remember that this event is the fruit of many, many years of hard labor. Democracy is the fruit of the sacrifice of many generations and must not be taken for granted. Thank you, people of Ghana, for your political maturity and sense of patriotism in reaching thus far. We commend the professionalism and commitment of the Independent Electoral Commission and all political parties for applying the needed restraint that paved the way for the peaceful conduct of the elections. The peaceful transition of power in accordance with the will of the people is a sacrosanct pillar of democracy, where the people are free to speak, free to move, and free to choose their destiny. There will always be peace. Where there is peace, every child gets a chance to grow to his or her potential in an environment of tranquility. On behalf of ECOWAS heads of state and in my own name, we extend our greatest salutation to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama for his leadership in organizing a free, fair, and transparent electoral process, giving the people the freedom and the space to choose their own fate is the greatest act of leadership. We are proud of Ghana today. We are proud of Ghana today, but it is not unexpected. Ghana has been the bastion of democracy for many decades after years of turbulence. John, as you leave State House, please remember and cherish the fact that you have many roles to play in the future, in Ghana, in Africa, and the world. We all need your creativity and talents. I am thankful for the cordial relationship that developed between our two countries in finding solutions to the burning problems of our nations and our sub-region. Thank you for demonstrating to all that indeed there is life after the pinnacle of power. I look forward to joining you in that track when I turn over to a new administration in a year from now. Excellencies, heads of state, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, when ECOWAS was founded about 40 years ago, every one of the 16 countries, with very few exceptions, was under military rule or one-party system. Today, we can say that ECOWAS as a region is the lead in democratic transition. The majority of our leaders today reach power through the democratic process. We must ensure that there is no rollback. We must make sure that this social dispensation is never lost, for we cannot afford to go back to the days of military coup and social unrest. We are therefore confident that our region is transitioning to a stable and mature democratic culture, as demonstrated by the peaceful elections and smooth transitions of power in Cape Verde, Cote d'Ivoire, Nigeria, Benin, Niger, and now again Ghana. As a region, ECOWAS has made great strides toward integration with one passport, a court, a parliament, and other institutions. This makes us the most integrated community at the regional level. We still face serious challenges when it comes to the free movement of people who travel by road because they cannot afford air transport. We must ensure that ECOWAS will be truly borderless and that a truck going from Lagos can reach Dakar without harassment and administrative bottlenecks that constrain trade among our countries. Total integration will only be possible when people can move, live, and work freely in any part of ECOWAS. This is a priority of our region as we work for the transformation under ECOWAS Vision 2020 and the evolution from ECOWAS of states to ECOWAS of people. While recognizing the relevance of all these programs, we are particularly concerned about the political upheavals within our communities, which may have implications for sustainable peace and economic development. All members of ECOWAS are concerned with the increasing incidence of terrorism as intensified in Mali and Burkina Faso. We are encouraged by the recent victory of the Nigerian government in the effort to remove the Boko Haram scourge. ECOWAS faces perhaps the most difficult situation in the Gambia. After accepting his loss in elections, President Jammeh reversed course and questioned the results of the elections. He has submitted his grievances to the Supreme Court, which will start its review process on January 10. ECOWAS is closely following the process, and the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, is leading the effort as ECOWAS mediator. We call on the people of the Gambia to follow the example of Ghana and put the interests of the nation above all personal interests. ECOWAS stands by the people of the Gambia and will exercise every effort to sustain peace and democracy. We stand with the people of Gambia and want to assure them of our unwavering adherence to the principles of democracy in our entire region. To you, Excellency President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, we applaud your long-time work and commitment to peace and democracy. We have no doubt that you will strengthen those ideals and will continue the political actions that have made Ghana a great nation and an example for all of us. We warmly welcome you into the authority of ECOWAS heads of state and government and look forward to the experience and contribution that you will bring to our debates in efforts to integrate our countries further, economically, socially, and politically. Actors may change from time to time, but the spirit of unity, peace, and solidarity of ECOWAS remains always alive. Mr. President, you have assumed the leadership of this great country at a very difficult time when the world is experiencing sluggish growth, low commodity prices, particularly from developing countries, weak global trade and diminishing capital inflows, terrorism, drugs and human trafficking, piracy in the Gulf of Guinea, and the impact of climate change. But we know that the stubborn spirit of optimism and hope with which you have reached this far will continue to inspire your action to keep the people of Ghana buoyant during your tenure. Ghana has always been an active member of the ECOWAS community, and we have no doubt that you will continue to assert Ghana's proactive participation in the activities of the community as we work toward the attainment of our goals. With you as the newest member, we encourage Ghana's continued commitment to the core programs of the sub-regional body, including the consolidation of sub-regional peace and security, the conclusion of negotiations and legal actions for the improvement of financial and economic stability in the community. I will be looking forward to hosting you and your delegation in Monrovia during the 51st Ordinary Summit of the Authority of ECOWAS Heads of State and Government to be convened in May of 2017. President Akufo-Addo, once again, on behalf of the Authority of Heads of States and Government of ECOWAS, we congratulate you, your Vice President, and the gallant people of Ghana. Let the ancient Ghana stand that stood more than 1,000 years ago be now the modern Ghana and a shining star. Let the light shine even brighter. Let me conclude by thanking the people of Ghana, sister African countries, and the international community who turned up en masse today to celebrate this truly momentous occasion. Long live Ghana, long live ECOWAS, long live Africa. I thank you.
Her Excellency Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, President of the Republic of Liberia, representing ECOWAS. You are reminded.
All right. Also, so there on your screens just ended the goodwill message from ECOWAS, presented indeed read by the chairperson of the Economic Community of West African States, Her Excellency Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, who is the president of Liberia there as well, indicating that the constraints of trade among countries is something that she is hoping will be tackled with President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo also complementing that effort. She also indicated that ECOWAS is moving from ECOWAS of states to ECOWAS of people. That is one major objective that has not been achieved as yet. Well, so the Speaker of Parliament, Professor Aaron Michael Koye, also indicating that the special guest of honor for this event, the President of Ivory Coast, Alhassane Ouattara, will be also reading or giving us his goodwill speech for President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo. So that's what you have on your screens right now. The Speaker of Parliament, who is still presiding over this event, Alhassane Ouattara, now ready to give us his goodwill message there at the Black Star Square. Let's take a listen to him.
Your Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic of Ghana, my dear brother, First Lady Rebecca Akufo-Addo, Your Excellency John Dramani Mahama, my dear brother, former First Lady Lordina Mahama, Your Excellencies, Head of States, Honorable Head of Government, Your Excellency Bawumia Mohamedou, Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Her Ladyship, the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana, Honorable members of Parliament, Your Excellency, the chairperson of the African Union, Your Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps, Your Excellency, the President of the ECOWAS Commission, Excellencies, distinguished representatives of international organizations, distinguished guests, my dear brothers and sisters of Ghana, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I rise to speak in this mythical square of the independence, full of symbols and history, not only for the people of Ghana, but also for all who love peace and justice. Indeed, the collective memory still remembers and will remember that it was here in 1961 that His Excellency, the late President Kwame Nkrumah, father of the independence of Ghana and pioneer of Pan-Africanism, lit for the first time the eternal flame, sending to the Ghanaian people and Africa a message of hope for a united Africa, master of its own destiny. Your Excellency, Mr. Nana Akufo-Addo, my dear brother, Excellencies, Head of States, distinguished guests, this solemn occasion gives me the pleasant opportunity to express on behalf of the Ivorian people, the government of Cote d'Ivoire and myself, to President Nana Akufo-Addo, my infinite gratitude for the gracious invitation that he kindly extended to me to take part in this ceremony as a special guest of honor. This distinguished honor bestowed on me and through me to my country and my people reflects the exceptional quality of the strong relationship forged by history and geography which so happily exists between our two countries and our people. Your Excellency, President Nana Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic of Ghana, Your Excellency Bawumia Mohamedou, Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, I would like to seize this opportunity to reiterate to both of you my warmest congratulations for your brilliant victory in the presidential election of December 7, 2016. Through this act, the people of Ghana have expressed their trust and confidence in you and shown their support for your vision and ambition for Ghana. Your well-known leadership, political commitment, and love for Ghana and Africa will enable you to successfully meet the legitimate aspirations of the brotherly people of Ghana. Your Excellency, my brother Nana Akufo-Addo, Excellencies, Heads of State, distinguished guests, I would like to take this opportunity to pay due tribute to my brother, President John Dramani Mahama, for the outgoing president, and congratulate him on the remarkable and remarkable work accomplished during his tenure as head of state. President Mahama, as you leave your position as head of state of Ghana, I'm very pleased to acknowledge the very good collaboration we have had and which has enabled us to make significant progress in strengthening the economic and social cultural cooperation between our two countries. I'm particularly pleased for the work achieved together toward the consolidation of peace, security, and integration in our sub-region, as indicated shortly by our chairperson of ECOWAS. In this regard, the people of the Economic Community of West African States will always be indebted to you for the important work you accomplished as President of ECOWAS during the period 2014-2015. Excellencies, Head of States and Government, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the transparent and peaceful elections, as well as the smooth handover of power we are witnessing today, demonstrate that Ghana has definitely opted for democracy and peace. This election has undoubtedly contributed to reinforcing the positive image of West Africa and Africa to the world. I would therefore like to solemnly reiterate my admiration and pride to President Nana Akufo-Addo and John Dramani Mahama, both great statesmen, for their patriotism and through them to pay a vibrant homage to the people of Ghana for their political maturity, sense of discipline, and love for peace. I humbly exhort the people of Ghana to preserve these important ideals, which are the foundation for sustainable economic development. Indeed, without democracy, there is no peace, and without peace, there is no sustainable economic progress. Ghana, just like Côte d'Ivoire, aspires to economic emergence in the very near future. To meet this challenge and achieve this goal, Ghana needs a climate of peace and social cohesion. That is why I'm particularly pleased to appeal to the political leaders of this country, as well as to all the citizens of this great nation, to firmly accompany and support President Nana Akufo-Addo during his mission. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, over the years, Ghana has shown solidarity with Côte d'Ivoire on many occasions. Indeed, Ghana has welcomed for many years thousands of refugees from Côte d'Ivoire. In addition, Ghana has contributed a large contingent of troops to the United Nations operations in Côte d'Ivoire. I would like to once again take this opportunity to thank the political leaders of Ghana and the people, the good people of this great country, for their support, assistance, and solidarity. The government and the people of Côte d'Ivoire will always be grateful to the Ghanaian people. As President Nana Akufo-Addo assumes today the highest office in Ghana, I would like to assure you of my firm commitment and total availability to work with you to continue and further strengthen the privileged relationship between our two countries and our people. In this context, it will be my hope that we will organize in the near future the 10th session of the Côte d'Ivoire-Ghana Joint Commission, which will be an opportune occasion to further intensify our bilateral exchange and to promote regional integration. I would like to conclude by taking advantage of this happy occasion offered by this august gathering to reiterate my best wishes to President Nana Akufo-Addo for a very successful tenure as President of Ghana. In the same breath, let me warmly address to the First Lady, Mrs. Rebecca Nana Akufo-Addo, who has discreetly and efficiently accompanied you all through your political battle, my sincere condolences. I am also extending to each and every one of you Ghanaians, brother and sister Africans, as well, and to your families and your loved ones, my warmest and my sincere wishes of good health, success, and prosperity for this new year, 2017. God bless Ghana, God bless Côte d'Ivoire, God bless Africa. Thank you very much. Merci à tous. Merci.
Order. On behalf of Parliament, I extend our deep gratitude to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Côte d'Ivoire, for his wonderful message of goodwill. Honorable members, it's time to invite some of our special guests and visiting heads of state to congratulate His Excellency, the President. Charity begins at home, and we shall start with their spouses. And if we have Her Excellency, Mrs. Rebecca Ekufuado, Her Excellency, Mrs. Samaria Baumia, and Mrs. Alberta Okwe, to please proceed to congratulate His Excellency. And we shall advise and invite our distinguished guests accordingly.
The Right Honourable Speaker of Parliament has announced that First Lady Mrs. Rebecca Ekufuado, Second Lady Samira Baumia, and wife of the Speaker, Mrs. Alberta Okwe, shall come up and congratulate the Vice President and the President of the Republic of Ghana. First Lady, Second Lady, wife of the Speaker, accompanied by family members.
Right, so Alfred, now it is time for handshake.
Yeah.
Now, President of the Republic of Ghana will now get the opportunity to see or shake the hands of the invited guests, those who had come to Ghana to support him in his swearing-in. They had come to witness his ascension to the seat as the President of Ghana.
Sure.
And as tradition and custom demands, they would have to. And as the Speaker put it, but charity will begin at home. So it will have to start with your wives.
The wives.
And so the wives had finished, and now we would see
Of our visiting
the other
brethren
visiting
and
heads of
sisters, Excellencies, whom I shall call as such. His Excellency, President of the Republic of Côte d'Ivoire, His Excellency Ouattara. When they reach here, so they, or if you feel like hugging you around, you us.
Arriving now is His Excellency Alassane Ouattara,
Received the national
President
anthem.
of the Republic
He
of
has
Cote
now
d'Ivoire.
had the opportunity to speak to Ghana and expressed his taste and his
In a
direction.
handshake first with Vice
Now
President.
he would move on to now inspect the guard of honor to express the position that he is real commander-in-chief of the
And to
Ghana
the
Armed
President,
Forces.
Nana Addo-Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
So that is exactly what is happening there, right? But you see, Alfred, I think that you have solid 4 Ghanaians with you. Right, absolutely. Strong 4 Ghanaians with you that I would be very happy to hand over the baton to you so that we can now see you drive. Yes.
To confirm that they are
Thank you
Ghanaians
so much,
indeed. Yes, so Gabriel, thank you. Alassane Ouattara, he has finished congratulating President Nana Addo-Dankwa Akufo-Addo on your screens right now. So he's also waving the Ghana flag just as a point of solidarity there, and he's a special guest of honor. I think he's taking his leave now, and I think it's rightly so because of what's happening in his backyard. He has to go back to his country to attend to the matters arising there. So just so you see, as you see on your screens there, just as the Speaker of Parliament, Right Honourable Professor Aaron Michael Quay said earlier on, so the wives or the spouses of these persons have come through. And then I think that Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, who is the President of Liberia and Chairperson of ECOWAS, is also now proceeding to go and congratulate the Vice President and President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo-Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President, and Vice President Mahmoud Bawumia there. So you see Ellen Johnson Sirleaf being we're seeing from the Black Stars, Professor Jampo.
Very, very impressive, and you should be proud to be a Ghanaian. I am very proud to be a Ghanaian. What we are witnessing is so beautiful, and we gradually showing that democracy has come to stay. And going forward, elections will be held and results will be declared without qualms. I mean, election no longer should be that we would all be times that will all be going to prayer centers to be praying, times that will be storing and hoarding food, and peace industry will be flourishing. It should be. We should begin to think about moving beyond, moving into other key elements that consolidate democracy. Election is only a necessary but not sufficient condition for democratic consolidation. Let's think about other areas. I mean, for now, I think we've matured as a people in conducting our elections, and what we are seeing is so beautiful. I'm so much impressed.
Great. Then the sight of the various shades of the political divide at one location, despite whatever happened after the elections, and that's why there are many who keep maintaining that position that we did not come out of this election as divided as other mature democracies will be. So as you see on your screens, there is also there the president or other heads of state actually making their way to go and congratulate President Nana Addo-Dankwa Akufo-Addo and Vice President Mahmoud Bawumia there. So we have 15 of them. Now we know 15 heads of state and then some vice presidents as well at that same location. So you're going to be seeing a lot more of them go there to congratulate President Nana Addo-Dankwa Akufo-Addo and the Vice President.
Let me make this comment so that in future we may. I think we have silenced the outgoing or outgone president too much. In 2001 or 2001, when Jerry Rawlings handed over to J. Kufuor, I think at that event he was made to make a speech. That was when he said clearly that he wasn't a fan of multi-party democracy, and yet he had to respect the views and the will of the people. I think we have silenced John Mahama too much.
Would you subscribe to that position,
Professor
Simnade? A new arrangement has been made. I guess, he made his
State of the Nation address on the 5th. So after that, what I have expected, I mean, what I would have liked is that the sword is handed over by the outgoing president to the new, but not to make a speech.
Well, not necessarily.
So that
you were expecting something. Some
symbolic.
And
then if you are saying that charity begins at home, people should go shake hands. Yeah. I think these former heads of state should also.
No, they will come. They will come, but then
they'll come
after the heads of states have.
I think it's the first time we are having their wives.
Well, I think maybe immediately after the wife, the outgone, and then other former heads of state
possibly
would have gone to congratulate, and then others would follow. Otherwise, then
the program
he's been silenced too much.
It's still running.
So the government would have expected a specific role for President John Mahama.
Something. I mean, he's done so well. I mean, he's done so well. It's not easy.
I think the outgoing president has done his job as the nation wanted. He's also done the State of the Nation address. But going back to what you were saying, I was proud to be a Ghanaian nearly 60 years ago, and nothing much has changed. In our ups and downs, we still, and particularly this time, the event, the inauguration, is such a thing in my mind that Ghana has a future, and that Ghana is going to go and do great things. And it's for all of us to support this agenda. The agenda is noble. The agenda is something I think we can succeed in bringing to the fore, and it will continue with us.
It will continue. Professor Kote.
Yes, I'm also very proud to be a Ghanaian, except that at some point our image got dented.
So on your screens is the Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari. They're going to congratulate President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and Vice President Mahmoud Bawumia. So the Nigerian President going there to congratulate him, Muhammadu Buhari, there on your screens. Yes, Professor Kote.
Yes, as I was saying, I'm still proud to be a Ghanaian, although at some point in our history, our image got dented. When you travel, you get to other countries and you mention you're a Ghanaian or you flout your passport, you are much respected. When we flew that $3 million, it was a bizarre disaster. That
talk about
anytime you traveled, you became ridiculed, and for me, it was quite a shame. But this has brought us to the international community. In fact, we've taken our clothes again. You know, we are now back on track, and I believe, we're naked, or we're stripped naked with that kind of attitude or behavior. But now it's the international community has seen we are really on the ladder, and it's good. A display of culture. You've seen flamboyant display of Ghanaian culture. You see the kente, you know, even the tradition of greeting, shaking hands, and with the president sitting down, his elegant kente, you know, it's quite amazing. What I would have loved to see, though.
So for Yasimbe on your screens right now, for Yasimbe, who is the president of Togo, also making his way to go and congratulate President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and Vice President Mahmoud Bawumia. Yes, Prof. Kote,
yes. I would have loved to see the outgoing also do something.
So
not to give a speech, not to give a speech, but at least it performs some role somehow, shaking hands. But I think it may come, but I thought it would have come. Too late. It have come early. You know, it's not easy to concede defeat.
True.
And the man has conceded gracefully, and I'm sit down and imagine what's running through his mind. So let's make things easier for him. Sometimes I even go on social media and I see some of the comments. Sometimes I'm tempted to even respond on Twitter and other. No, it's just not acceptable. Let's try and make him leave office gracefully and feel that yes, we love him despite his shortfalls.
Okay. So the next, thank you, Prof. Kote. The next is President of Senegal, who is making his way as well to go and congratulate the President and Vice President there. So you see the IGP, John Kodalo, almost saluting every heads of state who comes there to congratulate him.
To see the IGP yesterday giving his, now he changes authority. It's quite interesting. But let me say that I know it's probably too early, but that the trust of the president's speech was not so much about economic, but about the Ghanaian.
It's much true.
About civility, courage, responsibility, rule of law. You know, these are discipline and what constitutes a Ghanaian. Because I feel that this is what we were losing. We were becoming too mechanical, you know, there's this flyover built, this, but we were losing our Ghanaianness, our work ethic, our respect for authority, our caring for our neighbors, and other things. And this soft side, to me, was being eroded. And I hope from his speech, they are going to, I'm an economist. I mean, my fourth-year economic students can tell you the elements of economic development. But it doesn't cover corruption, doesn't cover respect for authority, hard work, other things. And for me, that emphasis is very important. And I must say that I was so impressed because I wasn't, this is not the time for us to be thinking about, you know, integrated aluminium, you know, petrochemicals. It will come. But the people, Ghanaians feeling that they are Ghanaians, proud to be Ghanaians, and when they are working, you know, let me just a small example. In 1973, I was an intern in the Economic Commission for Africa in Ethiopia. And that was the first time I saw a Ghanaian ambassador riding in official car flying the Ghanaian flag. I was alone walking from the ECA to the marketplace called Arat Kilo. So I was alone walking on the street and I saw this. I think it was Ambassador Texan. It was almost automatic. I stood attention. Nobody was there, me alone, and saluted.
Right.
To me, it was not a matter of somebody saying that, you know, in a foreign land, seeing a Ghanaian ambassador who would not recognize me as a Ghanaian, but I saw the flag and I saluted. There was something in us which is being killed over the years, and we need to club it back so that we would then work as Ghanaians, love each other as Ghanaians, and willing to represent Ghana as Ghanaians.
Yes, Ambassador. I need to acknowledge the Zambian president who just went by as well to congratulate the president and the vice president. Also gone by was a Gabon president before the Zambian president. So, yeah.
We've lost what is known as good name is better than wealth. I mean, this thing, you know, somebody becomes rich and he's then going to be the chairman of the Harvest Committee and things like that. I mean, these have to change. Yes.
It's a clever chief.
You see, and Prof, you went into the speech of the president, Nana Akufo-Addo. So the president of, I think, Congo, yes, the Democratic Republic of Congo, is also making his way there to go and congratulate the Vice President Mahmoud Bawumia and President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo. So you see him also exchanging pleasantries with the Speaker of Parliament, Right Honourable Professor Aaron Michael Quay. So you see him as well now where President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, and then moving on to the Chief Justice as well, Georgina Sudor-Wood, who obviously must be a proud Chief Justice, going out at this time after administering the oath of office to three presidents in this country. Unprecedented. Because absolutely, because as I was saying earlier on, if you look at the Chief Justices that we've had over the period, those who have had the opportunity to administer the oath of office to presidents in this country, I think it was just Justice Crystal did it twice at the time. Apart from that, we've had just one of them do one. Okay, I think so. Chief Justice Philip Edward Archer, who swore the former President Jerry Rawlings in 1992 and then 1996. Chief Justice Isaac Kobna-Donko Alban also swore in the former President John Ejekun Kufuor in 2001. And then came Georgina Wood. From then on, Professor John Evans Mills, John Mahama, and Nana Addo-Dankwa Akufo-Addo. So yes, she goes out in that position.
Going again into the speech that he made, I thought it was a very fantastic speech.
Right.
And one thing that I also noted was the fact that he said we need citizens and not spectators.
True.
Very key.
True.
Oftentimes you have people cheering on leaders, supporting them, voting for them in election. Afterwards, then they recoil into their shells.
Absolutely.
No, but apart from Facebook, social media, and then a few people, serial callers who make phone calls into radio discussions and TV discussions. You have a greater majority of the people relaxing, and they wouldn't do anything until after the next election. I think then they relapse into the state of being spectators. I mean, a political scientist Nelson Kassi called it departicipation, a situation where you are so active in the lead up to election, you select people to lead you, then afterwards you
relapse,
and nothing happens until there's going to be another election. I think it's about time citizens arose to appreciate the role that they have, within the body politic, and to play active role, not as spectators but as active citizens.
Interesting. Now, because President Nana-Addo makes the point that the Ghanaian people sanctioned this change, and so they must ensure and uphold and make it happen.
Yes.
And I've always maintained that the real change hasn't come as yet, and he did hit it right on the head that it begins with individual attitudinal change, because no matter the political change we have, if we still have attitudes that still remain the same, we can't keep doing the same things and expect different results. No, the
change in attitude will be leadership costs. When you go to Rwanda today, when they are building a school for a community, the government only provides inputs and the community builds it. So as a result, they build it for less than 50% of Ghana. In our case, the first thing is the contracts to party faithfuls and other things. So we have disenfranchised our people. They feel, they are not required. So we hope that.
So, Prof, let me just say, for President Jerry John Rawlings on your screens right now.
Senior former president.
Yes. Senior former president. Making his way to go congratulate Nana Addo-Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic of Ghana, the 5th President of the 4th Republic of Ghana, and Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia there. So there you have it. Now being led, Nana Konadu Rawlings, former First Lady, would now make a headway and gives a hug, to the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Yes, the same. By the former President Jerry John Rawlings will give a hearty hug and exchange those pleasantries as well. And that goes the same to Professor Michael Quay, Speaker of Parliament. And yes, you see that this moment would definitely go down well in history. Yes, you can see them exchanging pleasantries in all gladness and with all smiles. Yes, the former President Jerry John, and absolutely, this was expected. You would have him respond to the cheers, as always been the case. Jerry John Rawlings, former President of the Republic of Ghana. Yes, so President John Ejekun Kufuor follows up now, and also going there to congratulate the President, Nana Addo-Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and the Vice President. Well, so yes, the Vice President clapping for the man who, after 1992, heralded the NPP's coming into office in 2000 through to 2008, served 2 successful terms as president, and yes, It goes on to President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo. And if you recall, when Gabriel was making that reference to the statement that the President John Ejikun Kufuor made, that your time will come. And at this moment, this time has come, and he will begin serving his term as President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo. So yes, the former President John Ejikun Kufuor has also congratulated the President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo. So the moment that we've been waiting for now is the President John Mahama. So as they say, once a president, always a president. So President John Mahama is expected to be the next to go on and congratulate the Vice President first, Mahmoud Bawumia, and President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo. So we are still waiting because the two. Yes, I think the Vice President, Kwesi Arthur.
No, not him. Not him.
Okay. So yes, okay. So we have one of the heads of state proceeding.
I think was missing.
Yes, I think he preceding that. I think this is that moment that all of us here have been talking about, the exact role that President Mahama could have played in this inaugural or swearing-in ceremony of President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo. Yes, so the Vice... Okay, so yes, there you have it. President John Mahama with Lordina Mahama there. So you can clearly refer to him in other stead as a former president, John Dramani Mahama with Lordina Mahama there, making their way to congratulate, yes, his successor, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic of Ghana. First to receive them will be the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, yes,
likes hugging,
and the hug, yes, yes. So after all the politics, there is a nation to uphold, and this is a great furtherance of our democracy as a country. There you have it. This is the moment that we have all been waiting for, a clear signal that beyond the politics, there's a country, Ghana, to uphold, and that's what John Mahama, former president, and President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo have told us with this exhibition of statesmanship. And there, so clearly, this is what my guests have been talking about prior to this moment. It has happened. It is time to move on as a nation, and I think that that's what President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo did say, that citizens have to be at the center of this whole change process. Satisfied with this? So, okay, so we have the Vice President, former Vice President, the former Vice President, Kwesi Arthur, there, going to, I'm sure they will have to get a hug as well. Yes, so his wife, and then now there you have it. Yes, both of them have worked in the Bank of Ghana before. The 170 questions still remain unanswered, but they can still afford a hug. Yes, and you have it. I'm sure they share their joke and they can easily smile. Because there you have it. So yes, exactly. The former Vice President also having a quick chat with the Chief Justice, Georgina Wood. This is a beautiful moment, you know, for our democracy, isn't it, Mr. Jampo?
Very beautiful, very beautiful, and I cannot help it but to applaud. I mean, I just applaud what has gone on.
And it's good that Nana wore kente, because in the Ghanaian setting, it's a chiefly type of, I mean, it makes a lot of difference. If you had worn a suit, or even, but
that was a preparatory moment.
It's really giving a certain Ghanaian traditional tilt to it, sitting in. So I like it.
I think we've done well as a nation. We've done so well as a nation. This all we hoping to.
Yes. Sure.
And I think Yaya Jammeh should come and try and see how it is
I'm sure
done.
he's watching on his television.
I mean, if you served your term in over 20 years.
22.
20, what is he looking for? I mean, if you served your term, somebody has done 4 years and is going, and so 22 years. What else do you want?
Things like this will certainly spur investment.
Yes.
I mean, the international community to see how we have transitioned into this era.
Political
stability.
Yes.
You know,
it's a great factor.
It's a great factor. They look at political stability. They look at macroeconomic stability. Then they look at your demand. You know, whether population is there to buy, and basically on all of this we score so high. So for me, I see 2017 to be a very great year. Now, I just want to quickly talk about the change in attitude. It's very important. Very, very important. We've seen some aspects of the change too, but we are yet to see more of that happen. We had people in Abosokai, for instance, started reducing their prices, although they reflected that in I don't think it was the best way to reveal the change.
But having heard, I actually spoke with the chairman of the Abosokai Spare Parts Dealer Association. They say that every other Christmas they do this because the focus during Christmas period is on consumables. So they do this to attract customers to them. But because it was an election year, obviously you would have people cashing into that. So, I mean, that was the explanation given to that.
But from what they said on TV, they didn't ascribe to Christmas. They themselves said, because Nana said was going to reduce taxes and whatever, this is also a gratitude, for him to commit to. Then there was one thing I observed in Dansoman when they won, as Lausu won. The people embraced the change so much so that they all mobilized the youth. They went for brooms, whatever, shovels, and clean up and painted the street pavements of Dansoman. It tells you clearly that when people ask for change and they get a change and they are happy, they respond positively. So this is one clear signal, and I believe other parts of the country would witness some of these changes, positive change, of course, so that we move to a higher level. We heard from the president's speech that he is quite disappointed that for the past 60 years,
absolutely.
We haven't got much
let me
to
acknowledge also Bosumoro Kofi Annan, former UN Secretary General, who is also making his way there with his wife to congratulate President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Yes, so there you have it out. He also making his way there.
A former world president.
You would safely say a former world president. Yes. So he is also going to congratulate the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Now to the Speaker of Parliament, Right Honourable Professor Aaron Maikokwe, and President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo also exchanging pleasantries and congratulatory messages from the former UN Secretary General, his wife now also following suit, and then also to the Chief Justice. And I'm sure that Bosumoro Kofi Annan is congratulating the Chief Justice for a good job done over the period. And as we've been talking about all the while, yes, Ambassador, we want to make a point.
Now that we're moving into areas where we think we're going to do much better, are we also going to have the winner takes all thing? I think that we should look forward and that people should be absorbed into move the nation along. And in that regard, we have to change certain attitudes which the governing of the state.
It's a serious problem. I just penciled down something here. Winner takes all politics. I mean, President Nana Akufo-Addo is now saying one of the manifestations of winner takes all politics, the way and manner Parliament now is being made subservient to the executive. And he's saying he's looking forward to we having a strict separation of powers so that Parliament can stand independent as a countervailing authority to the powers of the executive and all that. One thing that happened yesterday, I kept asking myself, who elects the Speaker of Parliament? who appoints the Speaker of Parliament. I mean, to Ghanaians and per our constitutional provision, the Speaker is supposed to be elected by members of, Parliament. But we know that behind the scenes who really appoints the Speaker of Parliament, and it's all manifestation of winner takes all politics. And so, if President Nana Akufo-Addo is looking forward to we have a separation of powers that makes Parliament independent, then we should reconsider, our own attitude and some of these appointments, so that when it comes to selecting who chairs Parliament, the President absolutely has no role.
But let me make specific reference to exactly what he says. We should move on to deepen our democracy, whereby Parliament must grow into its proper role of oversight responsibility. Yes. Now, and the question then comes in, if you would have an overwhelming majority of the New Patriotic Party now in this current Parliament, and the workings of Parliament we all know. I mean, it takes more partisanship than anything else. So how will that affect the proper role of they exercising their oversight responsibility over the executive?
It's not even the fact that they have they have majority in Parliament, but the fact that a member of Parliament is also a member, maybe a minister. And those who may not have been appointed may also be looking out to the president for appointment. I mean, the more you shout, the more you better your chances of becoming a minister and all that. And so, unless we go by this separation of powers he's talking about, so that parliamentarians are made to build career, as parliamentarians, it will be difficult.
It will be difficult. Let me acknowledge the former president of Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo, also making his way to congratulate the vice president and president of the Republic of Ghana there. So that's what you have on your screens. Very, very good friend indeed. Yes, right from the period of John Ejiofor till now. Professor Stephen Adai, you wanted to make a point about...
there's no doubt at all that we have to have some constitutional revision, which...
You will recommend another review of the...
No, it's not done.
The issues have been identified but not implemented. And I think that those ones, at least, Nana Akufo-Addo says that in 2018, the DCEs will be elected. Of course, for that to happen, there have to be a constitutional one. So I take it as a commitment to do those, to implement those, I think, excellent Constitutional Review Committee outcomes, which then let's try to now modify it. And I believe that when that is done, we will find that much of the winner takes all will be a bit abated.
Let me say on your screens right now is the reactions from Shinyai in the Bunahafo regional capital there. So on your screens at the moment, nobody is left out of this euphoria and the jubilation. It's a nationwide reaction and reflection to what's happening here at the Black Star Square here in Accra. So that's what you have it. So you have Dr. Mohammed Ibn Chambers on your screens congratulating President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Yes, they'll share a brave moment, and as has always been the case, and he would move on to the Chief Justice as well. So on the other side of what you're seeing on your screens is scenes from Sunyai in the Bunahafo region. So there are also jubilant supporters from the NPP and indeed Ghanaians responding to this feat we have chalked in our democratic journey. Very commendable progress that we have.
But I hope that today, after today, on the Kufuor's watch, state activities, he didn't allow party paraphernalia.
Exactly.
So I hope that after today, the NPP will go to that tradition, because I think that...
And prevent a clear exhibition of party paraphernalia and such...
but today, I mean, there's a cause for it. But I hope that they will revert to that tradition, because that is one of those things, because the president is the president of Ghana, not the president of the party in power. So I hope that, but coming to the Parliament. At the end of the day too, is the integrity and the conscience of the people, because there are few things you call the whip because it is really partisan. But when it comes to looking at loans, approving a budget and other things, for goodness sake, this idea of, it's my party in power has brought it, reduces the parliament. And I personally don't like the idea that parliamentarians have this so-called common fund to do, and all those things.
They are not agents of development.
They should be taken away because they are not, then their role will be clear. But we must go and do something in our community. And this,
but yes, still they say they are not agents of development.
No, they are not supposed.
They are not supposed. But once you have been given a part of the common fund,
then you have to
then
necessarily
the people have to look to you, and you may have to look at that one. But they want to hold on to it because they are not accountable to the people for that.
One of the effects of this winner takes all, which we are all talking about, is the heads of public institutions also having been asked to vacate their posts, even when their period hasn't even ended. I recall, I think within this week, there's a citizen who is going to test the law on this, whether the law does permit such a case where when there is a change of government, then the heads of public institutions or boards are changed as the government exits.
But the person will lose. The person will lose because I think that the NDC in the presidential transition law, not thinking that they will go out so soon, has made it that all the presidential appointees lose their position.
Okay, even though when we
let me acknowledge Madam Ramatu Aliu Mahama, the wife of the former Vice President Alhaji Aliu Mahama. She is also going to congratulate the President and the Vice President. Yes, this is a great moment for her as well. Yes.
In drafting, preparing the Presidential Transition Act, there were the IEA decided to. They identified certain offices that must go with the president and certain offices that must stay. But then surprisingly, like Prof said, I mean, this was changed. And so if you, apart from career civil servants, even their heads, the chief directors, now they are also supposed to be going with the change of power. And that was a very bad it is very bad. I think, Prof, you made those provisions when we were writing the winner takes all report about
so those from what it stands now,
from today, all the ambassadors have to vacate their posts. All the ambassadors last night,
except the career ones.
Yes, except the career ones. So that one had a weakness, and it may have to be looked at by the new parliament because it was made in such that they confirmed what they did when NDC took power, and that is very bad.
I see. It's interesting that you bring this part of the law because then again, it brings a lot more perspective to what this person was going to seek. Because I was reading the reliefs that he was going to seek in the court of law, and he's challenging that situation where heads of public boards always would have to exit when
they should.
So according to the Transition Act, it is in there that this has to happen. At least let's get clarity on that.
I mean, all political appointees, people who are all political appointees. Okay, apart from those
but some of these heads of public boards are appointed by the public.
No. All of them are presidential appointees.
And those who serve on these public boards.
No, the membership.
The membership.
Some memberships are
representing
certain organizations. So they will stay. But the political appointees are the ones that will.
Let's take GIMPA. GIMPA, for example, we have 11-member council.
Okay.
And the University of Ghana.
Right.
3 of them, the chairperson, and 2 others are appointed by the president. So therefore, they must go. But the remaining 8 are ex-officials. But there's something very strange. When they go and they haven't appointed, then the boards don't function. But actually, the boards should continue to function because the rest, the 8, should continue. But the tendency of Ghana is that, for example, when the 3 presidential appointees in GIMPA are asked to leave, then they are waiting for the presidential appointees. while they can appoint from them acting chairperson.
So it still remains vacant. Nobody acts until the president.
It saddles the president with huge burden. You know, one of the manifestation of lunatics of politics is that you are given the power to appoint so many people, and one of the reasons why I believe President Mahama had to do those late appointments was that sometimes they are so overwhelming that you may even forget that, look, I have to appoint you. And it is something that we've spoken against. Maybe we'll have to rethink the extensive appointment powers of the president and give some to other bodies. The University of Ghana selects its own vice chancellor. It's not the president who elects, and the university runs as serving autonomous body. And
well,
so
the President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo says he's looking at decentralizing more. You know, so I'm sure if the centralized power is something he will hope to decentralize, and that would be some good news. I see the majority leader, Oseche Mensah Bonsu, speaking at the moment. Let's take a listen to him.
He's just making a motion.
Okay, so the majority leader, the Honorable Oseche Mensah Bonsu, because this is a parliamentary session, he has to move the motion for the House to either rise, because this is an open parliament, and just so you do not forget, we've been in parliament all this while. This is an open parliament that the Speaker had to sanction a venue for this to take place. So he is there with the minority leader, the Honorable Haruna Idriso, now. So if he moves the motion for the House to rise after the constitutional mandate of swearing in President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has been completed by the leadership, the Chief Justice, then the
Honorable Minority Leader.
Right, Honorable Speaker, on behalf of the Minority Caucus and my own personal behalf, let me convey hearty congratulations to the President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, Vice President of the Republic, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and Mr. Speaker, to your good self, I beg to second the motion for the adjournment, serving notice that next time, on or before 1 minute or 5 minutes after 12 o'clock, we will insist that the process continues for the swearing in of whoever is the president-elect in order to avoid a constitutional vacuum. I beg to second the motion.
Honorable members, the motion has been moved and seconded. And the question is, as many as are in favor of adjournment, say aye. As many as are against, say no. The ayes have it. The motion is adopted. The House is accordingly adjourned till Tuesday, the 10th day of January 2017 at 10 o'clock in the forenoon. Thank you, honorable members.
Hello.
His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
Hello.
accompanied by the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Alhaji Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, with the Speaker of Parliament and Her Ladyship the Chief Justice, accompanied by the Majority and the Minority Leader, the Clerk of Parliament and Members of Parliament, will now make a procession out
Honorable Bawumia,
where the
His
President will
Excellency
inspect a guard of
Mahamudu Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, the Aine Sugar.
All right, so that's what you see on your screens right now. So the leadership of Parliament would also now go congratulate President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia there. So now that the House has risen, on your screens right now, people who are wearing the uniform to depict the free education that they are hoping to get at this age. Obviously, there's a good reason to say they'll go back to school. But then, what you see at the Black Star Square is a jubilant mood, as rightly expected. So now that the House has risen, the motion has been moved, seconded, and the Speaker communicating that the House would reconvene on the 10th of January, that's this next week, Tuesday, to have them continue with the business of the House. We would have the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and his Vice would eventually file out, and then also the leadership of the House, together with the Chief Justice and all the invited guests, would also make their way out. At least the special guest of honor, we know he's already taking his leave to go and attend to some other critical matters. So that's what you have on your screens right now. The Clerk of Parliament, together with the leadership, would first lead, because we are still in session, because Parliament is out now. Parliament has eventually risen. The House's business has been adjourned to the 10th of January. You have on your screens right now the Speaker of the 7th Parliament of the 4th Republic of Ghana and the Chief Justice, Sudira Georgina Wood, also on your screens at the moment. And then also the Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, and then also his security there. So that's what you have on your screens. It's a very jubilant mood, ecstatic atmosphere, and the enthusiasm of Ghanaians who gathered there. Over 6,000 of them there, as we were told by what we're supposed to expect. At least that's the good news there coming in through. This is another furtherance in our democracy as a country. It's good news that we've been experiencing all the while. So let's go on to Kumasi in the Ashanti region now. William Evans Inkum is my colleague and will tell us what's happening in Kumasi. William.
An excess of 50,000 votes, representing 88.38%. So in fact, the success story of the MPP in the 2016 election cannot be written without mentioning the contribution that the Bantama constituency, which is considered the Florida of the New Patriotic Party, gave as far as this particular administration is concerned. I can tell you the euphoria was just great. Immediately, Nana Addo held that sword and confirmed or affirmed his commitment to lead this particular country. I'm telling you that every soul was just elated. And I'll be speaking to a couple of the people here because I'm told that the real action is happening tonight. And I can tell you, those of you who know Bantama very well, can tell you that it's going to be crazy as far as this particular constituency is concerned. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay, so Osha, baby, from elections time up to this time, Bibi Kakrabe na beka fa Ghana democracy home.
Oh, me who say Ghana democracy ekoye nim pa. Ya boy ho modern ye. Fi say o hwe de ye starting wa de way na ade si pagya no. No bia nim say ekun betimesi ana say entawanta betimesi ama ye ho akyere. But Ghana de ye ntokwa ye say abo ponchi ntokwa no. Ye pagya ho denden ebe fom so eba na boko. Interlation de koye pa ama Ghana ye hu say yete ho ase. Na ne mebu wo ha wu say nipa no entonto wo mtem bet wo ko inside no hu say boko eti Ghana ya ade yaya de pa
Minya say when ya konya bi na say wa ben His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo or she na dwuma say achekura Monday e dey afuso na ka ma His Excellency
the mechanic say empire bo any na e de beta na chi say wa be dey nim say emabru ne maba wa ne mrantie no maba na nya dwuma nya no gidi say nyambe she no ma nyama bibia wano ti empire ne dey ta president na chi say na be ya all right, well, I've also been joined by a member of the communication team of the New Patriotic Party. So, Isel Mills is a member of the MPP communicating team here in the Ashanti region. Isel, so much is expected of His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
Sure, it is not an understatement. Looking at the faces of people around here, there are so many expectations that they're expecting from NPP's administration. And surely, as we have re-echoed, we're never going to disappoint them. We know there has been a huge trust that has been entrusted in Nana Akufo-Addo's administration. And duly, we have the men and the people to deliver what they're expecting from the administration. And let me once again extend my felicitation to Ghanaians. Indeed, I'm humbled by the pictures that I saw this morning. We may have our differences as a people, yet the unity, the bond that has been exposed are the theirs. When you look at the understanding between the outgoing administration leading by President John Dramani Mahama, the ex, and the incoming Nana Akufo-Addo, and even the rapport between the former Vice President Kwesi Amissah-Arthur and Dr. Bawumia, I think that is a great time to be a Ghanaian. And once again, we have affirmed our status as a Dorian of Africa. Yes, you talked about the economy. You see, as earlier said, the huge capital
and the 48th Engineer Regiment, with the parade commander being Major E.H. Abiti. Born on 29th March 1944, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, a Ghanaian politician from Chebi and Ikropon Ekuapim in the Eastern region, is now the president of Ghana. And see how he walks majestically towards the Ghana Army, the men forming the Guard of Honor. He goes in to inspect the Guard of Honor. Yes. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, an astute politician. He ran for president in Ghana in the 2008 and the 2012 presidential elections as the NPP candidate, but was defeated both times by the NDC candidate. First, Professor John Evans Atta-Mills in 2008 and John Dramani Mahama in the 2012 elections. He was chosen as the MPP's flag bearer for a third time in the 2016 elections and defeated John Mahama in the first round, winning almost 54% of the votes cast. He has been sworn in as the 5th president of the 4th Republic today, the 7th of January, 2017. And don't forget, he previously served as Attorney General from 2001 to 2003 and as Minister of Foreign Affairs from 2003 to 2007. Nana Addo was born in Accra. to a prominent Ghanaian royal and political family as the son of Edward and Adeline Akufo-Addo. Don't forget, his father was Ghana's third Chief Justice from 1966 to 1970, chairman of the 1967-68 Constitutional Commission, and the non-executive president of Ghana from 1970 to 1972. President Akufo-Addo's maternal grandfather was Nanase Ofori-Atta, king of Achim-Abuakwa, who was a member of the Executive Council of the Governor of the Gold Coast before Ghana's independence. He is also a nephew of Kofi Asante Ofori-Atta and William Ofori-Atta. His great uncle was J.B. Dankwa, another member of the Big Six. And so the president has finished inspecting the Guard of Honor formed by the Ghana Army, 5 Infantry Battalion, and a 48th Engineer Regiment. The band officer being Lieutenant Opon, and the bandmaster being W.O. Dali Leonidas. And so Nana takes his position once again as he receives a salute from the army. And of course, permission is being sought by the parade commander, Major E.H. Abiti, to disperse the band. We are into the dying members of the program. As the program gradually comes to a close. At the moment, the crowd is dispersing, and people from all walks of life now going back to their various destinations. We also have the justices of the Superior Courts. They've all gone into their bus, an STC bus. Once again, the national anthem is being played. So you just said the national anthem, and Nana Addo's participation in politics began in the late 1970s when he joined the People's Movement for Freedom and Justice, an organization formed to oppose the General Acheampong-led Supreme Military Council's union government proposals. In May 1995, he was among a broad group of elites who formed Alliance for Change, an alliance that organized demonstrations against neoliberal policies, such as the introduction of the value-added tax and human rights violations of the Rawlings presidency. The broad-based opposition alliance later collapsed as the elite leaders jostled for leadership positions. And in 1990s, that's in the 90s, he formed a civil rights organization called Ghana's Committee on Human and People's Rights. Today, here he is. And now he is about to take off. He is about to leave the premises, and certainly is going to be escorted by the police mount.
All right, so just as you see right there, the ecstatic atmosphere at the Black Star Square there with what my guests were talking about earlier on, with the clear exhibition of party paraphernalia, well, hoping that going forward would have this discouraged. But, well, it's Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is president of the Republic of Ghana. He's taking his leave now, together with the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. So there you have it on your screens right now. So that vehicle with the coat of arms, the official vehicle of the #1 gentleman of the land now, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic of Ghana, the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, just about taking leave of the Black Star Square, that venue designated by the Speaker of the 7th Parliament of the 4th Republic of Ghana, Right Honorable Professor Aaron Michael Koye, to have this swearing in of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo done. It's been completed, and eventually he has inspected the guard of honor which was mounted on his behalf, and he is taking his leave now. And somebody just sent me a message asking if Calipo wasn't going to be seen. That's what you see on your screens there. So clearly, well, let's get into the Bono Ahafo region now, and Sunyani specifically, the regional capital, where Larry Pakwesi Moses is my colleague there in the Bono Ahafo region. He has been speaking with some of the supporters, indeed, Ghanaians there in the Bono Ahafo region. Larry, if you can hear me, take it over from there in the Bono Ahafo region.
Of His Excellency coming to you live from the Ahafo region, to precise Sunyani Zongo, where supporters of the new patriotic party are in jubilant mood over the investiture of His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. I can tell you scores of people are here. They've gathered here to celebrate their investiture. I will talk to some of the supporters who have gathered here to throw more light on the investiture. Hello, madam. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Your first saying? Ajoya Bua. Me who say when you Japan we. Then I'm when you. Katona na Akufo-Addo China many. So be ye mampani many Japan. Is it on? It's cut. Huh? It's cut.
So that's the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, leaving the Black Star Square now as we speak at the moment. Well, so all is said and done, and they say all is well that ends well. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo taking his leave now, together with the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. So as you see on your screens right now, he is taking leave of the Black Star Square after this very historic event. It's been long coming. Eventually it's been done, and this is one further in our democratic journey that we can be proud of as a country, at least with a clear exhibition of patriotism and the statesmanship from the persons who gather there, no matter your political affiliation or divide. And indeed, that was a clearly exhibited there at the ground. So that's what you have, the aerial shots of the departure of the President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo from the Black Star Square there. And lots of people. It was a huge crowd expected, over 6,000 estimated crowd, and I think it could even be more with what we saw there, with 5,000 security personnel there to maintain law and order. And so great the news so far, there hasn't been anything security-wise to worry about. It was a moment of joy, a moment to celebrate this democratic victory that we have as a country. So as you can see on your screens right now, the president, the 5th president of the 4th Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, is taking leave now, together with the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. So that's where you have it, responding to the cheers of many Ghanaians who gathered there. The area shot is beautiful. What a beauty, at least just to see the fact that we all acknowledge that this is the way to go. Then what Professor Jampo was saying earlier on, there is no room for any form of military intervention, and so Gambia can clearly learn from what's happening in Ghana. So quickly, let's for us refresh our memory of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, how far he's traveled to this point as a lawyer in this country. Some very good credentials. Just take a look.
Of the Asante-Hene Otunfo Osei-Tutu II.
Nana Akufo-Addo is my personal lawyer. He has never charged me for his legal services.
In 1975, after staying in France for 5 years as a lawyer at the now defunct New York-based international law firm Goodwill Brothers, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo returned home to Accra and in 1979 co-founded the law firm Akufo-Addo, Prempeh & Co., which has become one of the prominent law firms in Ghana. President-elect of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, actually worked at his law firm here at Adabraka in Accra, and we understand that he was in this office working tirelessly day and night, preparing ahead of his cases.
He's a very simple man. Over the years, we've enjoyed eating yokagai and wache and bullfruit with him. And therefore, I think that he's the kind of person that Ghana needs at this time. He has the confidence to take on issues. He truly believes in Ghana when he says, I believe in Ghana. There are several instances when he would say, look, you guys are not going home until the work is done. And well and truly, whether it is 2 a.m., 4 a.m., you will stay, all of us. You will bring food from outside. There's a place that you sell kebab, not far from here. He would go down with his driver, bring food from the house, and we will finish the work. And after work, he will take us all out. He thoroughly prepared for his work. He didn't like sloppy work. He didn't like, work that would embarrass him. And I can assure you that if something happened in court or work because you did not do your work well, you will not have it easy.
You cannot encounter Nana Addo and be the same person in terms of the work that we do. He would insist on the very best. I mean, he stops at nothing. You have to give your all, So I recall having come here doing a letter for him as a lawyer. And I believed myself then. I thought that I had enough of the education to enable me write letters. Upon completion of the letter, I sent it to him and said, that wasn't good enough. So he took me through it. And after it was done, I sent it back to him, given that he had provided all the input. Then he said, no, but you are the lawyer. Sign it and send it over to them. And that encounter changed my whole disposition and my practice. And look, Akufo-Addo Prempeh & Co, here we are. It's not an office that has enjoyed any patronage from any political regime. And yet you can see that there are so many of us working, others have left, set up their practices, and are doing very well. It is that training that we had from Nana Addo, that can-do spirit, that you are capable. He will tell you that the law is in the books. No senior out there is better than you. So go and look for the law. And that's exactly what we did.
About 61 Ghanaian lawyers who passed through his law firm are among the most outstanding lawyers at the Ghanaian bar today. Sophia Kufu, Justice of the Supreme Court, lawyers Daniel Afariabua, Philip Addison, Joe Gatti, a former Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Alex Kweno, Frank Davis, Eslowusu, Atachia, Akotampao, Yoni Kulendi, Kwame Kufu, and Godfred Dame.
Nanado was a tickler, for correct grammar and punctuation. And as some of the juniors have experienced from me, if you bring me a draft, you correct it about 3 times or 4 times before you finalize it. The same was with Nanado. You present him with a draft process, you do so many corrections, you get exhausted. But that is because of the pursuit of excellence, in putting together legal processes.
Nanado used his law practice to champion the cause of human rights, rule of law, justice, freedom, and democracy. He was well known for giving free legal assistance to the poor and fought for the rights and liberties of the Ghanaian people. What should Ghanaians expect under a President Akufo-Addo administration?
Excellence and excellence. Ghanaians should realize that, under Nanado's presidency, 7 o'clock is 7 o'clock. It's not 7-1. He doesn't tolerate lateness to any program. And so Ghanaians will have to relearn some of these things that we have been doing in the past, African time business. Nanado doesn't tolerate African time. He doesn't know it.
I expect that we will be entering a new dawn of democratic politics in this country, where in the first place, leadership will be based on competence, integrity, and commitment to service.
Yes, so that is President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo there. He doesn't tolerate lateness and everything else. The good accolades that got him. Finally, final comments on this. Now there's a dawn of a new era beginning, going forward. What do we expect from Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo?
Well, it's been tiring. It's been quite tough for him. By the grace of God, his effort and stress and all that he's been through, I'm sure have prepared him more to be a better president. As Professor Ade said, in terms of pedigree, I think right from Nkrumah, no president has gone through the mill, better than but I mean, I am even pegging it. I know from the time we had independence. I think he has a pedigree, and I think I like what has gone on as a nation. He is the first opposition leader to have won an election at the first round without going through a runoff. Yes. And this is unique. And so I think he's done well. Right. Let's all support him and ensure, like President Mahama said, nobody can afford to wish a president that he fails. Let's all wish him well and see what he does for Ghana.
Thank you very much. I think that Nanado has shown in all his works that he's ready to run the show. Right. The show is a big show. And I think that he will acquit himself very well.
Yes, I think from what we've seen and known him very well, he's a man that stands for quality, effectiveness. So I would like to see rule of law being applied in most of the things we do, especially through private sector development, because he's a private sector person. He's run a private business, so private sector development will be key. Then value for money. I think that's one of the key things he mentioned. The setting up of the Office of Special Prosecution to ensure that we get value for money.
Professor Day.
Well, he has started well. I hope that within a week or as soon as possible complete his cabinet get it approved so that we don't have the situation of about 3-6 months before a whole government is in place, so that they can hit the ground.
Thank you.
Right.
Professor Stephen Ade is a former Game Park rector and a lecturer at the Ashesi University. He says I should add that one. Ambassador Kojo Amo Godfrey, thank you so much, Ambassador. Professor Peter Korte, Head of Economics Department, University of Ghana, and Senior Economist as well. As grateful for your time. Great afternoon to you. And I'm so grateful to you, Professor Ransford Jampo, Director, Center for European Studies, University of Ghana, Legon, and Political Scientist as well at Legon. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon and for being with us all through the Election Command Center. And when we say that we are your specialists, we've lived to the billing and to your expectations, and we thank you for all the support and recommendations as well. Right from December 7th till today, that cycle ends, and with the proud support of everybody who played the role to make sure that we are your Election Command Center. We are your specialists. And this coverage of the special inauguration of President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo was brought to you with the kind sponsorship of Adonko Bitters, Rush Energy Drink, and Refreshed by Vena Mineral Water. Healthy drinking, healthy living. On behalf of the rest of the team here at your Election Command Center, we say to you that attitude is everything, and we can't keep doing the same things and expect different results. My name is Alfredo Kanse. Good afternoon.
Power to learning new things.